Hello ladies and gentlemen, MarauderEX here, back with more Let's Play Panzer Dragoon Saga, and we just saved it, and we have this little tunnel that we can go through, and we're gonna have a cutscene, so this is gonna be fantastic. I love the cutscenes in this game. This is not a rendered cutscene, this is an in-game cutscene, so it's a slight difference, but I still love how they talk about the story in this game. So we're just, continuing on. This valley, apparently huge, and there's an earthquake. And Dragon seems to see that something's up, and I love the 2D sprites for the explosions on a 3D background. It's great. And I can only imagine how taxing it would have been to have done 3D explosions for what they're trying to show off now, so. But it looks like something major is, on its way, so we should probably rush toward it, because that seems like the best thing to do in any situation. And we see here a guy on basically the little creature trying to escape. Like the equivalent of like a small horse or a donkey or something like that. Just, and then we have that, which is just kind of hanging out, like not even really burrowing, just kind of smashing through rock. That's just wonderful, isn't it? It's like, squished him like a bug. No, you didn't. He ran. He's been coming out of giant rocks. Oh, and the little creature just died. Like Mario jumping off a Yoshi. He did it to save himself. But yeah, like, the thing's been following you through solid rock. Do you really think it hitting more solid rock is gonna kill it? No. Don't be an idiot. But whatever it is mad at you. And so we come flying in and knock it to fucking going with our lasers. Because the dragon's laser really can pack a punch. At least in the storyboard scenes. In the battles, not quite as much. So, yeah. We got that going for us. And we get into our first real boss battle. The Baldur Queen was really a mini-boss. This is a full-on boss battle with a unique gimmick and everything. As you can see, we have one section of our quadrant that's gray. We cannot go there. We cannot do anything. We do, however, have weak points behind the creature. So we are working on 3/4 of our normal space here. So we can't get directly behind it as that one side is blocked up. But we can keep having it follow us this way. Build up our laser while it takes time to spin around, and then, quickly get behind it, and then just spam dragon lasers. And that is our biggest chance of surviving this battle. Hitting it in the weak point obviously does a fair bit of damage. But after you do so much damage, it's going to get enraged, and there's really not much we can do about it at that point, because it is going to charge. But that's also going to work out well for us, because its charge is going to do a fair bit of damage, 82, but now it's unconscious. Now we can kind of just beat the crap out of it at our leisure. It's going to take, a couple of hits before it wakes up, and then it's going to charge at us again. So, as long as we just keep, building up laser, firing at it when we get a chance, we're going to be alright. We should probably take about 2 hits, that first charge and then this charge, and we should be done with that. That's probably going to be the last big hit that it gets, and we're just going to keep firing our lasers at it, doing 196 a pop, and this doesn't kill it, that did it. We took 2 hits from that boss. Mostly because I remember this boss's gimmick. And its face opens up and it falls into nothing as it rains blood and guts and disgustingness on us. Wonderful. Yeah, things should be dead, and we got an excellent rating. Perfect. Macron Jewel, 80 XP, 500 Dine. I said it was Gil in the last one. It's Dine. Yay, Dine. And now we rescue the person who's being chased by said giant monster. The Arachnoth, I think is what it was called. Doesn't matter. He's dead. Well, he's kinda mine. Listens to me. I don't understand how, but he keeps me alive, so it's a mutual symbiotic relationship. Fight against the Empire. Now you're just putting ideas in my head. Seekers. A third organization. And, you know, comparing yourself to grave robbers versus the Empire, you know. Seekers aren't really the bad guys. They're just kind of here. They're probably the group closest related to actually wanting to benefit mankind out of everyone. So, yeah, we've got Gash the Seeker. Take me to my people. It's not far. You're south of the village. Okay, well. Nah. Dude, what? The more you talk, the more sleazy you sound, and the less I feel I should trust you. Oh, he hasn't actually given his name. His name is Gash. I thought he introduced himself when he said that's an interesting name, but we'll just call him Gash. And through Gash, when we get to the campsite, we'll answer various questions about the factions and everything. Dragon's a little leery of him, but it all ends in a good laugh. So we're best of friends already. Me, the dragon, the guy we just picked up, who killed his Yoshi. Alright, so we could go to the village of Canis and answer questions, but first we're going to go back to above the excavation site. Once you clear this area, there's something that pops up that we can go back and do. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to show it off real quick. Now, above the excavation site is really just this one map section here. This is all it is. So, really not a lot to it, and it's very... It's one of those things that, like, if you didn't know it was here, or were using a guide, it would be very difficult to find this. That this is someplace that you need to come back to. So, what you do is you take the left path over here, and if you remember the first time we were here, there were birds sitting on perches, right here. The highest perch is something that we can access now, because it's actually one of the birds. Once you access the birds, they're going to start flying in front of you, and we're going to follow them. And really all this is a game of follow the leader. We're going to circle around here a couple of times, playing cat and mouse with the birds. We're going to phase through some rocks and objects that we probably shouldn't. But, you know, kind of hard to do the pre-rendered thing here. And as we're following the birds, they're going to lead us someplace very important. Very important, especially if you wanted to 100% the game. So, this is one of those things that's kind of needed. There are a lot of things that actually factor into 100%, so I'm actually probably not going to get 100%, because one of the things they factor on is map completion. And there are certain sections of the map that are just painfully difficult to get. But we follow the birds into this tunnel that's very hidden to the Cornana's nest, which that's the name of the bird. And as you see, they have two little things here, treasure chest-wise. Open the first one and we get an ambrosia, which is pretty much the ultimate healing item. And then we get D-Unit 01. But as their nest, they have, you know, little floating rings. It's kind of entertaining. So, yeah. That's... The D-Unit was the important thing. The map coverage, not so much. Because, like I said, there's going to be some places that's just really, really hard to get. Like, if you look on the map here, I've got everything. Except for that one little spot of gray right there. I can get it, it's just very difficult because you basically have to just kind of slam against the wall and do stuff like that. Get kind of silly just for the 100% map completion, so I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to get as much of the map as I can, but that's about it. I'm not going to be sitting there kind of derping against walls for 100% map completion. Alright, so now that we've finished that, we have the world map, which I haven't really talked about. As you can see, if we press the X button, it shows the advancement of Kramen's fleet and where they're going along the world map. So we can see where they are. They've already passed through this area, and now they're north of us. So that's one of those things to keep in mind because, you know, as the world map opens up, we are going to be able to run into, you know, spots where we can interact with the fleets. So, need to be careful about that. Alright. Another, you know, rendered cutscene for this town. Looks kind of interesting. And I do love the art style of this game. And it looks like... Who was it? Kramen or the Empire? Come on. You just said those monsters. Or it could be monsters. I mean, there are bioweapons kind of running around, getting all sorts of problems. Yeah, we need to... Okay, so we'll camp here, in the ruins of this town. And hopefully we can catch up to whoever was living in this town that Gash needed to meet up with. Said it was south of here, so... And the end of the cutscene. So, you know, there's a lot of not happy in this world. Oh, and the camp music is just amazing. Just so freaking relaxing. Like, I could just nap listening to this. It's great. A boy and his dragon sitting around a campfire. Apparently we filled him in on our backstory of how we met the dragon and what happened to us not too long ago. Messengers of the gods. So dragons aren't uncommon in this world, it seems. At least in some legendary form. Okay, so dragons are demons. Dragon's empire, ending the empire's reign. So we have somewhat telepathic people. You know. No, I'm pretty much going to end the empire. Or at least Kramen. Kramen's going to die. He killed my friends that I have zero emotional attachment to because I saw them for all of maybe 10 minutes.
隊長にはクレーメンを追えって言われた。だけどそうじゃなくても隊長やみんなの仇を討ちたい。仇討ちか。まあそれもいいさ。どちらにしてもよほどの目的がないと辛いからな。辺境の旅は。
And half of them are crazy. Well, I'm riding on the back of a dragon with a gun. I'm not gonna say I'm not crazy. I am very curious about the mask that Gash wears.
じゃあ、あんたの目的は何なんだ?
And how we ask him, same question. What are you doing here?
聞いてどうする?
That's not fair. That's mean. We help you out and you know, go pointing the dark side of our plans. That's just...
あるもの。人を探してる。絶対の客人とでも訳せば。
Known only as the divine visitor.
いいのかな? 9世紀の記録にはそう書いてある。絶対の客人?
So, who is this divine visitor, you ask?
悪いが、それ以上は言えんな。
And you tell us nothing of importance.
そのクレメンティアさ、砂漠へ向かったぜ。そのせいで砂漠の構成生物がここに攻め込んだのさ。
Kramen led monsters into the... Oh, that's just dick.
シーカーは死んでも仲間に情報を伝える術を知ってる。
That's just dick.
この村にいた仲間が残した遺言さ。
Aww. Well, it looks like all of Gash's friends are dead. That sucks. Doesn't it? Kinda sucks. Alright, so now we are at the camp, and every time you rest at the camp, the dragon will recover, which will recover HP and BP. And it'll just kinda hang out. And now we can basically interact with all sorts of things. So we can save the game, which we're going to go ahead and do right here. There, son of a bitch, really? I'm really tired of this. Alright. So yeah, this is what I'm going to end this episode, and I will see you guys in the next installment where we will talk to Gash and learn all about the world around us, and we'll talk to the dragon a little bit and see if we can learn something from him. So till then, later everyone.